Rostand's Cyrano de Bergerac focuses on the plight of male insecurity, especially when it comes to attracting women. The main character, Cyrano, an articulate, literate, and intelligent 17th-century man struggles with wooing the co-star, Roxanne, because of his oddly large nose. Roxanne is, however, fixated on Christian, a handsome man who is ironically inarticulate and uncomfortable around women. Cyrano uses Christian as a proxy in wooing Roxanne by telling him what to say to her. This play sheds light on the attributes that women deem most important when it comes to picking men in the dating market, especially when they have to choose between potential mates. Cyrano questions whether a man's wit and charm are important for a woman to overlook his physical inadequacies as it pertains to attractiveness. A more contemporary question is, do nice guys finish last?
When you hear the word chivalry today, two things probably pop into your head. A man being chivalrous to a woman, holding the door open for her, paying for her dinner, or perhaps even placing his coat over a puddle as to make sure she doesn't get her feet wet. The second thing you might think of is a knight in shining armor, fighting a dragon and saving a damsel in distress. Chivalry in the medieval era was quite a bit different to these modern conceptions. It was a code of ethics which included rules and expectations that knights at all times behaved in a certain manner.
Think of chivalry, and you might imagine knights in shining armor and damsels in distress. Chivalry originated in ideals associated with a knight's code of conduct. Over time, it came to more broadly represent a model for the behavior and moral principles of the upper classes.
We can think of chivalry as a code of honor that really came to fruition in the 11th and 12th centuries. And many of the values that chivalry championed are things that we still value today. Loyalty, bravery, protection of the weak.
Chivalry wasn't just about gallant acts meant to impress a princess. It widely affected culture, from love relationships to hunting, fashion to law.
Why is it that women claim to want nice guys, while it is evident that they are not picking nice guys?
I got brought up by my mum to be a gentleman. I was brought up to buy flowers, buy the meal, don't ever let her pay, don't ever let her carry her bag, open her door. So at school, as a teenager, I got mauled by women for being that way. You know, I got walked all over.
Yeah.
They liked me. They thought I was a nice guy. But I was the one holding their bag while they got with that guy. It didn't translate. And I knew as a guy, as a teenager, something wasn't clicking. And something about what I'd been taught about attraction by my mum, who taught me to treat every woman like a princess.
Yeah.
Something about that advice wasn't translating and wasn't working. Now, when I started hearing from these books written for women, if he likes you, he's already talking to you. I looked at that and I thought, God, I'm not a loser. I'm not someone who's got everything going wrong in their life and is like, oh, that's why he hasn't got the confidence. No, I was like a guy who had some great things going for him, and yet still, I would look over there and go, no way. I was terrified. The idea of walking up to a woman and saying, I like you, or I think you're cute, terrifying. I started to say to women, listen, firstly, even the guys you want are nervous about coming over to you.
It's typical in these stories that there's an aristocrat or a knight who is in love with a woman of a higher social standing that's already married. It was thought that the man's love for this higher standing woman would have had a civilizing effect on him. Because we have such romantic notions of what chivalry is, we don't tend to think of the practical consequences of chivalry during this period.